Good morning, class. In the previous lecture, we had studied the rules of refraction, and I had told you about the denser and rarer medium, and that when any object is immersed in water, it appears bent because of the bending of light. This we had discussed in the previous lecture. Today we will study the effects of refraction, and we'll see the ray diagrams how these things appear bent, or the coin. We had discussed that if you immerse a coin in water, it appears to be raised. Okay, so how these things happen we will study today. So effects of refraction. Let us say I have this say this is a beaker, and it is filled with water up to this level. Okay, and there is this straw immersed in it. Okay, this is a straw immersed in it. Now let us talk about this end of the straw. We will be able to see this end of the straw only when we see the rays coming from it. Okay, so suppose these are the two rays coming from this end. Okay, now if we draw a normal over here, what will happen? The rays are entering from water to air. Okay, that means from denser medium to rarer medium. So when light enters from denser to rarer, what happens? It bends away from the normal. Okay, so this light ray will bend like this. Sorry, it will bend like this. Okay, and this will also bend like this. Okay, now our eye is here. So these two rays, when enter into our eyes, they will be seeing this end, but these rays are coming straight like this, so they will appear to us to come from some other point. Let me show you. Let us produce these rays backwards. Okay, just produce them straight, so they meet here at this point. Okay, so to our eye these ray will appear to be coming from this point. Okay, so we will find that the straw is something like this. Okay, so actually the straw was like this. Rays were coming from there, and they bent away from the normal like this, and these rays we are producing them backwards, and they meet at a point here. So our eye is seeing the image of this point over here. Okay, so to us it will appear to be like this, that the straw is bent like this, right? Similar is the case with a coin. Suppose this is a beaker or some bowl or something and we have this coin over here, coin or something immersed over here, right? Then the rays coming from here, let me draw the level of water. Okay, suppose this is the water level. So the rays which are coming from here, they will bend away from the normal, bend like this, and when they are produced, so rays are coming like this. Here we are having the eye. Now let us produce this light ray backward. Okay, so they are meeting somewhere here. Okay, so to us it will appear to be raised up. Okay, this is how the bending of objects, or the bottom of a bucket raising up, happens. Okay, then there is another thing, that is refraction by a glass slab. Okay, glass slab. What is a glass slab? A solid cuboidal structure made up of glass. Okay, can you see here? See in this diagram, they have made this. This is a glass slab. So now actually what we are going to see with the help of glass slab, that what happens if the light bends twice. In these cases that I just showed you, in these cases the light was bending just once. Okay, now we are going to discuss the case where the light is going to bend twice. Okay, now suppose this is the glass slab. Okay, suppose light ray entered like this, okay, on the surface of the glass slab. We will have to draw normal. See, even if normal is not drawn in your book, it will be easier for you to understand if you draw the normal. Okay, so in the previous diagrams, in these two diagrams in your book, the normal is not drawn, but it will be easier for you to if you draw the diagrams. And arrows also, as I have drawn, try to draw the arrows in a similar way. So this is the incident ray. Now what is happening? The ray is entering from rarer to denser medium. Glass is denser, right? So it is entering into the denser medium. What happens when light ray enters into denser medium? It bends towards the normal. So we will bend the light ray like this, towards the normal. Okay, then we are going to draw another normal at this surface. Now the light ray is entering from glass to air, denser to rarer, so it will bend away from the normal. Okay, away from the normal. Now this ray is known as the incident ray. You already know this. This one is the refracted ray, and this one is known as the emergent ray. Okay, here this is the angle of incidence I. This is the angle of refraction R. Let me write it here. This is the refracted ray. And then again the refracted ray is incident over here. Okay, let us call it another angle of incidence I dash, and this angle let us call it R dash. Okay, now it is observed that I is equal to R, angle, this is I dash, sorry, so angle I dash is equal to R. This angle and this angle, they are equal. Okay, and angle I is equal to angle R dash. Okay, this R dash is known as the angle of emergence. What is I? I is the angle of incidence, and R dash is known as the angle of emergence. Okay, so these are the observation. Angle I dash is equal to angle R, that means these two are equal, and I is equal to R dash. Okay, that means the light ray that is coming out of it, that it is making the same angle with the normal as the angle of incidence. Okay, so angle of emergence is equal to the angle of incidence. Now if you produce this light ray like this, you can see that these two rays are parallel. So this is another fact that you will observe, that the incident ray is parallel to emergent ray. Okay, incident ray is parallel to emergent ray, right? And now if we are seeing from here, what we can see that okay, if you are seeing from here, you can produce this light ray over here like this. So actually what is happening, this shift is taking place here or here. If you are watching from here, you will see the shift over here and here. So you can simply, when you draw this diagram, I'll show you the experiment also that they have shown in your book. So actually the incident ray has been shifted by this much, okay, from here or here, wherever you can measure. The incident ray was coming like this and the emergent ray is like this. So this much of shift has occurred in the emergent ray, okay. And another thing, if you reverse this diagram, suppose I make this one as the incident ray and this, then this will be the emergent ray, okay. So this whole thing is reversible. If the light is coming from here, it will emerge from here. If the light is coming from here, it will emerge from here, okay. So this whole thing is reversible. Now see, there is this experiment, okay. Here what is happening, you have put two all pins over here in straight line. A line is drawn and two all pins is put over here, and when you see from the other side, you can see the images of these two all pins, and you just put two all pins just in parallel with the image that you are seeing, okay. Just put these two all pins and then you join these lines after removing the glass slab and all, then you will find this kind of a diagram, okay. And that is what they have drawn, P1, P2, P3, P4. So this kind of a diagram will be found, and you see that the incident ray that was coming, that has shifted by this much, okay. Then there is one more thing, that is prism. This is again a solid glass piece such that its surfaces, two surfaces are triangular like this. The opposite surfaces are triangular this way. Can you understand this? So these are the two faces and these are the rectangular faces, and one rectangular face is this one behind the diagram, okay. So these are the two triangular surfaces and these are three rectangular surfaces. See the diagram, this is a prism, this is a glass piece. So its cross section is triangular basically, and this angle is known as the angle of prism, okay. So when you draw a ray diagram of this thing, we draw it like this. We only show the cross section, okay, and we show that this is the angle of prism, okay. Now let me show the refraction through a prism. See, this is a prism, okay. This is the angle of prism and it is denoted by A, okay. And this side is known as the base of the prism, okay. Now let us see, this is the incident ray. I said draw a normal on the surface. Normal means you will draw a perpendicular on this line, so don't get confused. This is a perpendicular on this line. What will happen? Light is entering from air to glass. It will bend towards the normal. And while bending towards the normal, it becomes parallel to the base. Okay. And I draw another normal over here. Now it will go in air, from glass to air, so it will bend away from the normal. Okay, so this is the incident ray and this is the emergent ray. Okay, this is the angle of incidence and this angle is known as the angle of see, this should be a straight line like this. This angle is known as the angle of emergence. Okay, now if you produce these two rays, the incident ray and the emergent ray, see, whenever I say produce these two rays, that means you will simply put the scale on this ray. Let me show you. You will simply put a scale like this and just increase the length of the same line. Okay, it is not that you are making some another line or something. And similarly, when I produce this one, so whenever I say produce the line, you have to do this thing, put the scale on the line and increase it backwards. So this angle, see, I have produced this one, I have produced this one. This angle is known as the angle of deviation. It is denoted by D. Okay, in your book it is D only, so D, and it is known as angle of deviation. So you have to remember these things. What is angle of deviation? What is angle of prism? Right. So can you see what happened during this process? The emergent ray bent towards the base of the prism. Okay, so an emergent ray always, in case of prism, always bends towards the base of the prism. Okay, and this whole thing is such that angle I plus angle E is equal to angle A plus angle D. Okay, that means sum of the incident angle of incidence and angle of emergence is equal to the sum of angle of prism and angle of deviation. So that's all about glass slab and prism. I know these things are very new to you all, so just give it some time, go through the whole lecture, the video, and then read from your book, see the diagrams over there, and I'm sure you'll be able to understand these things. Okay, that's all for today, children. Bye bye.